Yo, what is good? My quick crypto family and my coin factory family are back again with your Casper crypto live stream. I apologize for not being here yesterday. Just had one of the worst feeling illnesses I've had in a long time, and instead of me fighting through it, I figured just take the day off, rest, recover as soon as possible so we can get ready for what is to come. And I am feeling a bit better today, which is good. My voice is not as hoarse and I'm not as exhausted. I'm still recovering, but either way, we are back and we are feeling better and we are looking much better as well. Of course, last week was a very big week with the passing of the Genius Act into law, officially into law now, and the Clarity Act. Not just passing to the Senate now, it passed in such a bipartisan way. According to the former Fox Business journalist Ellen Terry, I'm sure you all know who she is. I do cover her sources quite frequently. She covered and highlighted that, according to her sources, they're expecting about 30 to 35 Democrats to vote in favour for the Clarity Act, so it's still passed, but not convincingly. We saw over 78 vote in favour. A bipartisan support for the Clarity Act, which is a good sign that the general legislation and the insides of what's in the Clarity Act is kind of agreed on both parties, which does mean, or does highlight a strong possibility that when this Clarity Act, when this bill goes to the Senate, it will hopefully pass quite smoothly and not see many, if any, delays, which means we could see the Clarity Act very soon. Now, I don't exactly know when the next hearing or the next debate or whatever the terminology, like voting, will be. I'll go and look that up after stream, but it's still reassuring news. And those of you who are in the VIP, you would have seen some absolutely huge information, which I did make a post about it on my community post here earlier. To take a quote from it, one of the institutional sources from Coinbase Alpha Institutional Insights confirmed that 9 in 10 of Fortune 500 executives, so that means 450 of the Fortune 500 executives, agree that clear regulations in the United States on crypto, blockchain, or Web3 on-chain is needed to support innovation. So in short, and that's just one quote of many we picked out, in short, with the passing of the Genius Act, the incoming passing of the Clarity Act, and more regulatory frameworks and clarity, we're going to see so much more institutional adoption from Fortune 500 companies and many more SMBs, which means small, medium businesses. If you want to find out a lot more, I posted all of the information and we all recorded the executive roundtable earlier today, about 5 hours ago. Already been uploaded there, so if you want to find out more, again, wap.com/coinfactory, alpha information, the private live streams, trade alerts. We're making some very big trades. Again, I highlighted not so long ago that our experienced trader C Crypto did manage to check as a long trade he's been taking with Ethereum, which is looking very good, and it's up higher than this right now. That was when Ethereum was at 3.4k, and now Ethereum's sitting at 3.7, 3.8k now. So that is a massive long position that the community that we took, and we'll continue to cook more and more in there. And of course, now thanks to our working together with BYDFI, trades are coming in frequently as well, which you can get extra benefits through that. I'll talk about that later on though, but if you want to find out a lot more, head of the game, know what's come to the space. And equally, some of the documents in there, the likes of Franklin Templeton we covered today, did depict, at least I depicted, a possibility they could be potentially looking at Casper in the future based on their investment strategy. So if you want to find that sort of stuff, again, Franklin Templeton, a $1.5 trillion company. Come learn much more in the VIP. Link down below in the description and also on the homepage. But that being said, let's get into the market analysis real quickly, then the welcoming of the community once more, all your lovely family, and then we'll get into the big news for what is to come this week for Casper. Smart contracts confirmed, Binance leaking again, and seemingly another big week ahead of us as well, looking very good. Bitcoin currently valued at $118,539, up 0.53% on the daily time frame. Is currently consolidating around this zone right here, which if you are to bring up the M2 money supply and align it accordingly, it does suggest that Bitcoin is slightly under right now, but again, once more, the M2 money supply is not a 100% accurate indicator, and again, it depends where you line it up. Right now, it's a 90-day delay, But remember, 90-day is equivalent to about 12 to 13 weeks. The M2 money supply is typically delayed from anywhere from 10 to 15 weeks. So you can take it there for up to 105 days, being the 15-week mark. And if you do that, and I line it up, you see right now Bitcoin actually is where it should be right now, and therefore we should be expecting another rally up to the 128, 130k sort of mark in the coming days. Again, we'll have to wait and see. It's not, again, 100% accurate, but things are looking strong for the market in my personal belief. Bitcoin looking stronger and preparing for another push up. And then, of course, while Bitcoin is just holding strong for now, which is fine, that gives the altcoins time to make their move as well. Ethereum has been on a tear. And now VIP, we were talking about it at the beginning of July, so 20 days ago, or the stream that started 14 days ago, so on the 6th, we were saying that the next 2 weeks in particular, of course this month will be big, but the next 2 weeks in particular are going to be extremely bullish. We called what's going to happen, and Ethereum, since we called that, has gone up 50%, which for Ethereum is insane. Went from $2,500 to over $3,500, and it looks like the momentum is going to continue. Ethereum has seemingly, and if Ethereum can close today's candle above this zone here at 3.7k, which seems to be a level of resistance for Ethereum, and equally up here just short of 4k, I think Ethereum's going to probably touch 4k again this week. My hope is that this week Ethereum will touch 4k again, and because Ethereum's rallying so nicely and Bitcoin is kind of holding strong, which is still fine. Again, this is not, when we say Bitcoin dominance falls off, it doesn't mean that Bitcoin loses value. It means that the investment into Bitcoin just stagnates for a little bit, it chops sideways for a little bit, and the other alts then get more liquidity and time to catch up. The dominance of Bitcoin's fallen off quite considerably, which is good for altcoins at least. Now, for me, this does not guarantee or just mean that we are going to see an altcoin cycle right here and now. I drew this trend line out for the Bitcoin dominance probably 5 months back now. It's been a long time coming. I drew it back here. So longer than that, I remember drawing it back here. It was around November 2024. So actually, it's been 8 months or so since I drew this trend line out. And you can see the numerous occasions where Bitcoin has seemingly touched that trend line and just rebounded around here, around Trump's inauguration, or not inauguration, when he was actually elected, sorry. We saw the dominance for Bitcoin fall off heavily, and alts went parabolic here. All crypto went parabolic, but alts went parabolic as well. And then, you know, around Trump's inauguration, when he launched his meme, and alts kind of all got bled dry, you saw Bitcoin, you know, kind of just shoot up as well around this time frame. Bitcoin is, you know, as it stands right now, looks like it's going to probably retest or touch this trend line again. It probably will dip below it. Wouldn't surprise me if you do see that. For me, I would not personally believe or guarantee a quote altcoin cycle until Bitcoin loses 50% down here. This will be a nice altcoin relief and a nice little rally for altcoins, which would be great. You know, seeing a lot less angst, FUD, pressure on assets like Casper, giving Casper time to catch up. But I think below 50% is when you see a confirmation of altcoin cycles. So remember the last cycle as well. Assets like Solana, AVAX, some of them did rally at the beginning of the cycle, but the ones that I perceived are the bigger ones, AVAX, Solana, those ones, they didn't start rallying until August time. We're looking around here. That's when the likes of Solana started rallying in the last cycle. After the big correction, and then Solana did do a little bit of a move around here, but didn't move considerably until here. So in that regard, that's not just me highlighting that again, assets move different. It's two things from that regard. It means, for one, if Bitcoin dominance does come down in the inevitable future, whether it be right now or maybe a little few months from now, if it does come down to here and Casper does not move considerably, don't be emotional, be logical. Solana didn't move from May, June, July, 3 months. 3 months Bitcoin dominance was down to the 40-50%, and Solana didn't move yet, not properly at least. So don't get panicky if Casper doesn't move considerably straight away as Bitcoin dominance falls off. Because that would be, that wouldn't be logical, would it? At least not from my depiction of it. But also understand, you've seen in numerous times in the past where the Bitcoin dominance did fall off quite considerably and still make a recovery to make another high here. So my personal belief, not financial advice, is you'll see Bitcoin dominance fall off a little bit more so, more regulations coming out, more ETF finance, all the good stuff coming for crypto. With regulations coming through, you'll see more and more institutions start to offer crypto services. We saw the $10 trillion Charles Schwab institution, the bank, recently announced they're planning to offer Bitcoin and Ethereum trading services. You can see many more getting into the space. Cathie Wood recently confirmed that we actually got such a small portion of institutional capital that's actually in the space just yet, not even in Bitcoin, and that one's been, legal, quote unquote, for years, or for over a year now, a year and a half, since January 2024, for BlackRock at least. So, point being is, great time for the altcoins, nice little relief, looking good. We may see it come below here, which would be great as well. If it comes below 50%, you might see an alt cycle. If you see it start rallying up Bitcoin dominance again, which I still think we'll see above 70% of the cycle personally, then cool, crypto will rally with it, but Bitcoin dominance will stay true. So take it as it is right now. What it's doing is nice time for the market, and I think July still has a lot of optimism for what is to come. Since July started, Casper started off down here, around 7.3 cents give or take. Right now, Casper is now trying its best to surpass the 10 cents level of resistance, which we had, highlighted time and time again in the VIP, but also in the community. 10 cents is quite obviously a critical level of resistance. If I was to pull this up here, we can see on the numerous occasions where Casper has met resistance or support at this zone, around 10 cents, continuously throughout the last almost 2 years now. It's quite obvious. So seeing resistance here is not surprising in any sense. But once more, because Casper still seems to be in this uptrend fashion, as you go to the weekly, you can see it's still forming that higher lows. And therefore, hopefully, we'll continue in that fashion, in this trend going up over the next coming weeks, maybe a month, and form a higher high. Whether it will be projected is to be determined. Will it be projected at just 14 cents? 15 cents? In line to the trend line? 16 cents? Will it go straight up to 20? Again, we'll have to wait and see, player by ear. But for me right now, Casper's looking quite strong, and the incoming announcements, which we'll get to in a short moment, the smart contracts, everything else, potential listings, the FOMO in the market, my personal belief, Casper is preparing for a big move. It's getting a lot more recognition. Google searches for Casper are starting to rally considerably, which is not surprising either. When you understand what this asset is, what it offers, what it's going to offer, these sort of developments coming through in the next 3, 4, 5 months, years from now, the direction of the cycle, the institutional sentiment of this cycle, and therefore how Casper can tap into that, which again we highlight in a lot more detail on the VIP. All of that's available, or you can find that sort of stuff. We know what's coming to Casper, or at least a lot of us should know what's coming to Casper, and the conviction never been stronger for me. And again, if Ethereum can keep rallying, then alts will start doing, or continue doing very well. Again, Casper's currently up 4% on the daily time frame. XRP almost 4%, 3.62 right now. Sui up 2.67, just below the $4 margin. Those are still holding Say. Say is up 4.72%, doing quite well. Tau 3.5%, still quite undervalued in my belief as well for Tau. All the ISO assets are doing very well. HBAR done fantastic. Algorand, I know Casper God is loving this right now. Algorand's starting to make a nice recovery. Zebec, one that has been seeing a lot of struggling action recently, but I'm still convinced that Zebec will be quite a good asset this cycle. My personal belief, not financial advice, my belief based on the fact that if you are an ISO compliant asset, or if you are in close ties to policymakers, you are in good standing, and Zebec is in close ties to policymakers and does have ISO compliance. So again, do your own research, but I think we are due for a nice little relief in the alts, and what's coming this week equally will be quite important. We'll get to this stuff in a moment. Before we do though, let's finally get into the pleasantries. D, welcome back, brother. You're doing very well. Everything is going well for you and your family, because that is the most important thing. Thank you so much for asking, brother. Yeah, so for me yesterday, I didn't stream yesterday because I was just feeling extremely unwell. I think I must have had something bad, eaten something bad, and probably also a bit burnt out. So instead of me trying to force myself through it, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to take the evening, take the day off, and come back feeling a lot better. My family right now are enjoying their own time off, actually. They're currently elsewhere and sending me updates on what they're doing. So just checking on them, and all well and good though. So thank you very much, brother. And yeah, definitely the most important thing, because while we are here for crypto and here for our gains in Casper, we are ultimately still all here to help retire our bloodlines, because family is the most important thing. Welcome back, Dimitar man. Hope you're doing very well. And Kryptoni, there he is. Here I am indeed. Ernesto, Casper, and Zebek. Yes, two assets I think are very strong. Of course, Casper my biggest bag. I hold many other assets. Zebek has got a very small holding for me as a potential hedge because it's a very small asset. But there are many assets I think are quite good. I do probably plan, because of current sentiment and also, I guess, well, yeah, mainly because of sentiment, I do plan to probably make a video on XRP in the coming days or weeks, just purely to depict what's going on with XRP right now, or more so what's going on in the market right now with XRP, and ultimately how the fact that XRP is nearing all-time highs is actually a very big deal for crypto. Forget XRP as an individual, it's a big deal for crypto because XRP is a top 4, top 5 asset. Top 3 even right now. I think it's a past Tether. So when you're seeing blue chips, altcoins, starting to do extremely well and reaching all-time highs, it's a good indicator, because that, historically speaking, once these blue chips, altcoins reach all-time highs and they start to cool off a little bit, that liquidity cycles out into the mid caps, to the micro caps. So inevitably, this capital will start siphoning into the smaller assets, be your XLMs, your Hedera H-bars, your Caspers, your Says, your Tals, your Turbos, your smaller meme tokens as well. So I might make a video on XRP this week. We'll see. But Casper, Zebek, XRP. I mean, frankly, multiple, if not, frankly, all cryptos will do very well. The cycle is just trying to make sure you do your own research and don't get into the wrong ones, because there will definitely be the occasional scams and rug pulls that are still prevalent in this market. And for me, I think it's definitely, I mean, we're all here in Casper, so we're fine. I'd like to assume and believe, but it's definitely worthwhile being in an asset that will survive a crypto culling when it does come. Because there will be a culling that comes. Many of the assets are going to go to zero because they cannot survive. They aren't regulatory compliant, they aren't liable, they're rubbish tech, whatever the reason may be for them to go to zero. I think Casper's going to survive that and then some, because what it's building is truly innovative. And you've got institutions which, you know what, actually, just for a bonus, because I'm also feeling quite generous today, I'll showcase the document from Franklin Templeton, which doesn't directly depict to Casper at all, in factly, but I think it can be attested to what's coming to the space and also to Casper here. So this is a research paper from Franklin Templeton, as we can see here. Franklin Templeton, Unlocking the Potential of Future Technology. Alternatives by Franklin Templeton here. The end of the day, this is basically just Franklin Templeton is a $1.5 trillion institution. The most insightful and, informative part from this document here is this down here, where they're highlighting their portfolio holdings, the top 10 holdings, as of the 30th of June 2025. So that is last quarter. Bitcoin is 83.6% of their portfolio, understandably. Ethereum 11.8, Solana's next at 3.2, then Chainlink at 0.35, and it goes down the list, Avalanche, Polkadot, AVE, Uniswap, etc. Now, for me, what's extremely interesting is that portfolio allocation as of last quarter. Now we've got regulations passed, and you've got, ISO assets doing very well, institutions being given the green light to start launching or adopting stablecoins. What will happen to the allocation? How it's going to shift? Will more go into Ethereum? Will more go into Solana? Will more go into XRP come out the ranks somewhere? Will XLM come to rank? I mean, Franklin Templeton actually very closely partnered with XLM, so why they're not here actually is quite surprising. But be that as it may, I think the next 5 to 6 months you'll see this portfolio allocation shift quite drastically. But why did I depict this with Casper, right? Well, it comes to this section here, talking about their overview, who Franklin Templeton are. Exposure to emerging technologies. They're telling their institutional clients, investing in digital asset provides exposure to emerging technologies to benefit from their growth potential. Digital assets investing is attractive to those risk-tolerant investors seeking to generate high returns than traditional asset classes. So, of course, that's therefore saying crypto is perceived as more attractive than your stocks or particularly your bonds right now. Their approach, we believe that the digital asset opportunity set should be treated with rigorous due diligence, care and thoroughness that draws on traditional asset processes with an eye towards the future of the protocol economy and democratization of finance. Now for me, I could depict that to Casper, and I will, but I wanted to just highlight this main part here. At Franklin Templeton Digital Assets, investment strategies focus on selecting and investing in digital assets that we believe will generate long-term capital appreciation. So that's one big factor there. And it's proof to one thing that I find always very, very interesting is, and almost, I'm trying to find the right word here, but the fact when people within the community, whether it be your Twitter or even in this community here, or whoever it may be, who are saying Casper's bad, this is bad, not moving, blah, 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 blah. Fine, you've got a point, except for the fact that institutions are here for the first time, and they are telling you here, if you know where you're looking, you're doing the information and research like we do in our VIP group, they are not looking for get-rich-quick schemes. They're not looking for pump and dump. They're not looking to make the next big game the cycle. They're looking for long-term capital appreciation. That means 4-8 years. They're looking at 2 cycles ahead, 2030 and beyond. They're looking for long-term holds, right? Our framework includes in-depth research into identifying protocols that, in our view, have the power to disrupt the market through the creation of new blockchain-enabled technologies. Now, either they haven't heard of Casper or they're ignoring Casper. We can always highlight that. And there's no guarantee they're going to get into Casper here. But if this is their strategy to do in-depth research into protocols, identifying protocols that have the power to disrupt the market through the creation of new blockchain-enabled technologies, then what is more disruptive than the BlockDAG, GhostDAG, DAG-Knight Casper protocol? The rusty one right now, soon to be DAG-Knight with ZK native smart contract. There is nothing more disruptive than that, in my personal belief. So with that, and with my personal speculative belief, and also through much more information and research that we provide in the VIP, it will not surprise me to see institutions like Franklin Templeton and many, many more in due time get into this space, get into Casper. That's my personal belief. And you can agree with me or not, that is very speculative. So I'm accepting that this is nothing, this is not backed on Franklin Templeton saying we like Casper. This is my perception based on what I know of Casper. I know they've got Wall Street eyes on them, Marathon mining them, 21 Shares, who's a part of Zodiac Custody, who's partnered with Casper. You got Ice River, who's trying to go public as well, who are the biggest miners for Casper. You've got Grayscale, who spoke about Casper in the past. You've got Binance leaking about Casper. You've got KII, with institutions like PwC, which is one of the big 4 accounting firms, alongside Shell, one of the biggest energy companies in the world. Hyundai, Bosch, car manufacturers, E.ON Energy, Siemens. Like, you've got all these big institutions who are partnered with KII, who are therefore working alongside them and looking at Casper. Casper is not some unknown asset. It's quite widely unknown, truth be told, because most of the big TradFi institutions who are very ignorant to Casper, they only look at the top 10, top 20. Or they're being shielded to talk about something else. Casper's a top 50. Casper's down here at 43, with all organic growth. There was actually a live that, shout out to Tony, who put it in the Discord server earlier, which I have not preloaded, and I do plan to probably cover it in a video later on this week. But in it, it was a 2-hour podcast, 2-hour AMA on Twitter. And I, listened to it whilst doing my own work, so I picked up some key bits of information. One of them that was mentioned by, it had attendees like Wolfie in there and many more. They highlighted that their belief is, once more, with the regulatory clarity coming through for the Genius Act, you get more clarity. Of course, Casper is like Bitcoin. It is therefore a commodity, fair enough, proof of work. As a result of regulatory clarity with, stablecoin, and soon to become the clarity at the market structure bill coming through, creating clearer guidelines between the SEC and the CFTC, Casper being a commodity, this will more than likely make listing of ETFs or exchange listings in general for Casper so much easier, because it's so much more obvious and transparent to depict what Casper is in an asset, instead of this kind of grey line we currently have with regulatory framework. So you have that. You have the idea that you'll see more transactions and profits for miners through the layer 2s coming online, the mainnet smart contracts, USDC and other stablecoins likely come into these layer 2s following regulations, and then potential and speculative potential that you'll see big investments come into Casper with increasing adoption this cycle. That's insightful. I'm excited. And this is once more why I believe you could see the likes of Franklin Templeton coming through as well. Now, I will cover this in this again, you've got to find this and a lot more information in the VIP. So again, do you want to find out more benefit, know what's coming, alongside again trade alerts, private live streams, educational tutorials like how to trade and whatnot, check out the VIP 7-day free trial, or thanks to our working together now with BYDFI and exchange and no KYC, no VPN, and regulatory licenses in Canada and United States and many more regions, should you sign up to the affiliate link in the description or check out the Discord server. And you check out the affiliate links channel right here. As you can see, you can witness and see many benefits. They currently got 2 trading campaigns going on right now. A Bitcoin trading campaign that ends on the 24th in 4 days, a chance to win up to $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and equally a new user deposit campaign, a chance which ends on the 25th in 5 days, a chance to get an extra $2,000 bonus when trading with futures. Sign up to the VIP access and follow the steps in the Get VIP Access channel right here, and you will receive many benefits like a 17% discount on all future trading fees, again in exchange for no KYC, no VPN, and licenses in Canada, United States, Australia, and many more. You get permanent VIP access to BYDFI channels in here, which include constant trades, repeated trades, frankly almost daily trades from the traders there, and equally a 1-month free trial to the Coins Factory executives here. So you can get free access, and if it suits your fancy, you can sign up. If not, it's perfectly fine. We welcome you there at any time, any place, to learn more, to lock in more with the space and know what is coming to increase your conviction and understanding of this space. And there's more coming out as well. I plan to disclosure to announce some AI picks that we've been hovering and looking at in there to try and get in early, and equally some understanding and getting involved in like yield farming elements as well, which is a big area that this alpha information confirmed that institutes are looking at. So they're looking at yield farm because bonds are not profitable. So if you want to find out more, again, VIP down below in the description, affiliate link BYDFI also in the description as well. If you need any help with anything, reach out to me on Discord and I'll help you through whatever it is to get yourself set up and level up with your trading, with discounts and whatnot, and equally with your learning as well. Now, tangent aside, big news, tangent aside, let's get into the content and then I'll come back to the questions, because I know I've missed a hell of a lot and I apologize, but I feel overwhelmed with information and stuff to talk about right now after having 1 day off. I feel guilty. So I covered this in a video already. I'm not going to play it here. You can watch the video on my channel. I made this video, 4 days ago now. It was in over half through the video here, the video from Caitlin Long, founder and CEO of Custodia Bank, who believes that the 22nd of July, so in 2 days' time, the digital asset report from the US Treasury, the SEC and the CFTC will be a, quote, watershed moment for the crypto industry, a very big day indeed. Now that we've got, again, stablecoin bill passed, market clarity bill being pushed to the Senate, it could be a very big deal, so we could see more volatility therefore next week as well, hopefully. Following week of that, it'll be interesting because that's the week when the tariffs will be released on the Friday, so the following week will be interesting. We'll have to see how that pans out, but this week, this could be still a very big one as well, especially for Casper due to their smart contract releases, to which we're seeing stuff taking place right now. Casplex and KEF throwing it down currently in Malaysia. Very cool. I do always love seeing this stuff. Nothing, major blockbuster news, but it's cool seeing Casper actively out there doing things. KFC are currently there, Pokey AI is currently there, Casper Keeper is there as well. You've got other projects there as well. Very cool to see stuff. That is the KEF business developer Evie there, at least, and you can see all the other institutions and stuff that are part of that, powered by IOTA. Also there, KEFI Platinum sponsor, so they are one of the biggest ones there, which is really cool. You've got other institutions who are part there as well. Chainlink, the bond sponsor there, Google Cloud bond sponsor. You've got other institutions who are also a part of it as well. Blockchain Office there, BitGo's there as well, HyperX, BitGet wallets there, CoinEx wallets there, many institutions who are part of that as well, which is great to see. And Casper and KF with Casper, therefore they are a platinum sponsor. And I like seeing this sort of stuff, right? What I also like seeing is news like this. Glad to see Gary Cardone in another Casper space, researching Casper currency. Now, I'm not too well versed with the individual here, truth be told. I see he's got a massive following, which is, always a good thing to see. Someone's got a big following. What I've been able to find out through the community, through the comment section, is his brother is a man called Grant Cardone, who is big in real estate. He's a billionaire. So if this is the case, if it's true, you've got the brother of a billionaire researching into Casper, and the question being very simply, why would this individual show up if he agreed, like many Bitcoin maxis I've been saying more recently, standing on their moles, if you will, or on their, standing on the hill, their dying horse, whatever you may call it, that Casper's a scam. Why would he be there if Casper was a scam? He's trying to learn more about it. And I think that's very, very fair to say. Remember when all of Wall Street laughed at and dismissed Bitcoin? That was literally 2 years ago, by the way. It might sound surprising, but we are currently in 20th of July 2025. It was in June of 2023 that BlackRock filed for a Bitcoin ETF. And literally, not even a month before they filed for that, they were saying in interviews that Bitcoin, we do have no plan to get involved. They were lying to us, of course, as they would do. Why would they tell us they're going to do that? And it took them 6 months to get that final because the SEC were being very, very, Gary Gensler was still the SEC chairman, so he was a tyrant, of course. But yes, Bitcoin ignored and dismissed Bitcoin, even though it had the merit that it is now recognized for today. As a store of value, alternative to gold, the future. Crypto is the future for payments. This is happening now with Casper, but Wall Street is Bitcoin maxis. Now, not all of them, but that is happening bit by bit. How it started versus how it's going. Welcome to Casper, Uncle Skunkle. Not a massive Bitcoin maxi, but another one nonetheless. Bitcoin, there is no second best. 12th of July. As I don't know exactly how soon this is as a result of it, it says 16 hours here, but now I'm a maxi. 99.48% Bitcoin, 0.5% cash, 0.02% Casper. And I only bought the Casper to make myself learn it. He bought it just so he can learn it. And now look at this. Yeah, I've been talking to ChatGPT all day about Casper. I'm in for 10%. And that's just AI, right? I'm sure if he partakes in more spaces, joins communities like this one here, he'll learn a hell of a lot more as well. This is, once more maximalist, slowly but surely shifting. And again, while I didn't know VJ, I didn't know him beforehand, he seems to have quite a lot of pull. He didn't have a massive following base. He had 1k prior to talking about Casper. Now he's got 4.5 almost. But he seems to know a lot of Bitcoin maximalists. He's managed to convert quite a few of them as well. So he's got quite a bit of pull. We're seeing it happen bit by bit. Bitcoiner AJ is also one of them. My wife is a Bitcoiner like me. She watched me study and DCA Bitcoin since I was orange pilled. Then she began to study and DCA Bitcoin herself. After I brought in Casper, I told my wife that I wanted to begin using Casper as a payment system for my Bitcoin landscaping company. I also told her the community, how Real V Jake challenged me to think critically regarding Casper and introduced me to the community. How Orangutan Elder sent me historical facts regarding Casper, how the Loaded Lounge sent some Casper and a wallet info to test out, BRT sending me my first KNS domain, and how supportive the entire community has been. There are some toxic people in the community, as they're going to be anywhere, but for the most part, the toxic element of Casper comes out when you push us down, call our project an S-coin with literally no basis. When you're like this, that's when we get toxic. This is quite sad to see. One of the biggest Bitcoin maximalists, biggest well-renowned names, Rajat here. Casper needs Bitcoin, Bitcoin does not need Casper. Very similar, a very obvious point. One takes 30 minutes to complete a transaction, the other's 1 second. Okay, let's stick to Visa then. What do you mean you want to stick to Visa? Does that not embarrass you? Really? The real Bitcoiners who realised the actual value of sovereignty, who wanted Bitcoin in accordance to the original white paper to be a peer-to-peer electronic money system, now it's only a store of value, and now you're saying, oh, in fact, never mind. Let's just say you want to use transactions, use Visa. That defeats the point of what you want Bitcoin for. That's the whole point of Bitcoin originally. Pushing for centralized money isn't the solution to the Casper Bitcoin debate. But the only way you can debate Casper as not being better than Bitcoin in regards to transactions is you can just use Visa instead. Why do I want to use Visa? I got into Casper and or Bitcoin for decentralization, to leave that centralized scam. I'm not going to go back to that because Bitcoin can't scale when there's a better option for transaction, which is being Casper. And there's been zero credible argument or defensive point to combat this. Zero, none, zilch, nada. Bitcoin Asia simply explained the tech about Casper, why it runs better than Bitcoin as a peer-to-peer medium of exchange, why it can also be used as a store of value just like Bitcoin, and why Casper works alongside Bitcoin. Again, the toxic element, us Bitcoin, our Casper maximalists, us Casper maxis, our Casper holders, we don't necessarily all believe or say that Casper's going to replace Bitcoin. Some of us do say that. Kryptoni, I know you like saying that. But not all of us do. A lot of us accept or vocalize that Casper's not trying to replace it, but just trying to work alongside it, and it can. Bitcoin be that gold store of value, Casper being that move exchange to Bitcoin. It took her only 10 minutes, which is good to think that evidently there are some critical figures out there. 10 minutes to understand why Casper works better than Bitcoiner AJ's original idea for using Bitcoin as a payment system for the business. His wife owns a business as well, selling skincare products. She's already considering using Casper for payments as well. So for now, they will DCA Casper and Bitcoin together until our business decisions are finalized. But that's another Caspian on board from orange to green pill. And this is, again, so early on. Casper, again, look how early this asset is. Currently only at 10 cents. It's been up to 20 cents, but its market cap peaked at 5 bill. It's at 2.63 bill right now, 93.71 24-hour trading volume. Exchange listings, still hasn't got the Binances or the Coinbase or the OKXs, all that sort of stuff that will come through in due time in this cycle, my belief as well. It's truly, truly undervalued. You can see what's happening in this space right now, the adoption that's still flourishing. This is the Kaspa website when it does load. KYC20, the memes underneath it that, in my opinion, do very well in due time. Nacho's been rocketing recently. I haven't exactly figured out why. I'm guessing they have some very, very big partnership announcements coming through right now, but it's now back up. PBCast is still staying strong. Kango's gone up as well. I do know that Kango, and I believe Nacho as well, and I think some other assets as well, are now the official, they're partnering with the Casper.com DEX. Zills up to 30 mil again. Volume for Nacho is going insane right now. 1.1 million. Haven't seen above 1 million in the KSC20 community for a long time now, so that is huge. And look at the wallet addresses as well. We've got 535.6 thousand. That's not people, it's addresses, but still, that's a lot of addresses going up more and more. And you've got big wallets like Wallet 3, Wallet 2. Wallet 3 I think is KuCoins. Wallet 2 we are still unsure about. You can see the transactions going in and out, a lot coming out of gate due to people just buying it, retailers buying it, influxes in as well. And once more, the reason why Casper is quote-unquote better than Bitcoin in that regard is simply you can just look at these transactions here. 200 million Casper, equivalent to $19.8 million. You can check the block. It took 0.25 seconds for the transaction to take place. It cost a 100th of a cent, a thousandth of a cent even. It costs so little, 0.0002 Casper. And it sent $20 million. Imagine sending $20 million. I mean, imagine having $20 million, should be told, but imagine sending $20 million and it not even costing you a cent. That, and of course, let's be realistic here, let's be logical. With Casper's adoption going to grow, with more demand, more volume, more congestion, the price is going to increase. How much it's going to cost to send Casper is going to increase. Especially if Casper's price values as well. The transaction fee element here might be the same, but how much it's going to cost will go up because Casper's going to be more expensive. The acceptance time could also go up higher as well with more adoption, more usage, more congestion. Now, I do think there is a mechanism that Casper has where it actually lets you pick how quickly you want your assets. You can either choose the fast track element, which means you're spending a premium to get it quicker and safer, arguably, therefore. You could choose the lower option, the slower option, which means you're spending a lot less, but it might take, the full 10 seconds as opposed to the 1 second. But this is what we currently have with Casper right now, and why Casper is, again, for me, a diamond hand asset. And this is, again, Crypto Max, shout out to you. Dear Bitcoiners, if you call Casper an S-coin, expect the full force retaliation with logic that cannot be disputed. Casper has the tech, it has the fundamentals, and in time, only fools or bad actors will ignore it or try to suppress it. You cannot logically, and there has been no logical comment from Bitcoiners here, you cannot logically call a layer 1 project that actually sticks to the ethos of Bitcoin, solves the dilemma, is no pre-mine, no pre-allocations, a proof of work. You cannot call that an S-coin when it literally just follows Bitcoin. They just say that because it's not Bitcoin. Because it's not Bitcoin and S-coin, that makes no sense to me. This isn't your average Solana token. if they came with an open mind, they learned about Casper, all, in my belief, and I do believe this, if all Bitcoin maximalists had an open mind and was willing to actually just do 10 minutes of the research into Casper, they convert. Like Bitcoiner AJ here did, like this man here, Mike did, they'd all convert. Not shift their whole portfolio over, they convert and go from 0 to 0.1% to 10%, like VJ here did, like Mike did, like AJ has done, and many, many more. And we're so early. Casper confirmed, announced earlier today that tomorrow, during the Malaysia blockchain event, Casplex will officially announce the release date of the mainnet. We're going to find out tomorrow when we're going to see the first ZK EVM smart contracts on Casper. The Casplex testnet's been live for almost 2 months now. It released on, I believe, the 30th of May. We are currently on the 20th of July. Almost full 2 months of testnets. For the most part, has been very, very successful. We were expecting it before Q3 originally. It's taken a little longer than that, which is to be expected with the Casper, of course. But it seems like they're now ready. If you're around, you'll be among the first to hear about it. If you are not, then on the blockchain banter hosted by Labendi and Chris Hutchinson will be the next option. So I'll be tuning into that because I will not be able to attend Malaysia, unfortunately. I will not be here if I attend to Malaysia right now. But we'll find out very, very soon. Now, apparently someone in the comments has already found the answer or provided the right answer. So Casper is going to be giving them a little gift of 500 Casper, which is, you know, a nice little bit of give. Also, good engagement farming, I'm sure, as well. Not everyone wants free money, right? And he will announce the winner after the blockchain banter space. But we will be finding out very, very soon. If I'm to hazard a guess, it will be probably, well, I mean, if I was to give a rough time frame, it'd be late July, early August. Obviously, if I was to give a more accurate time frame, I like to believe it may, and maybe because I think it's the nature of the game, they'll try and compete with IGRA. IGRA just announced as well. Caravel's almost here. This is going to be the week to remember. Let's survey what's about to happen. The whole thing is highlighted here in detail. I'll be posting this in my community if you've not seen it already. Casper Daily here though did a TLDR. This is a shout out to you once more. IGRA Labs is set to activate Caravel, their testnet, launching July 21st, which is tomorrow. So tomorrow, IGRA's testnet goes live, which is the Genesis activation. So the core contract will be deployed. Test IGRA, $IGRA will be minted, and testnet 10 Casper will be bridged to ICAS. Then there'll be community testing from day 7, so from the 28th, next Monday, will be community testing. No software will be shared with selected testers to monitor performances, and then public access to the testnet will be within 1 to 2 weeks. Anyone can run nodes and interact with the testnet. Caravel aims to scale from 1 to 10 TPS up to 1,000 plus TPS. Documentation, a light paper, and grants for builders are also on the way. IGRA expects active testing, possible resets, and strong community involvement as Caravel pushes Casper into the world of smart contracts. Testnet for IGRA, extremely close now. So seemingly coming out for the public. I'd like to therefore depict probably around 5th, 6th of August. And because Casplex and IGRA are both releasing their smart contracts, Casplex have that first mover advantage, and they're also going to want to try and stay ahead. I think there is probably some community sentiment that they think IGRA is going to be better because of the DAG Labs members who are part of the IGRA team, and because they've been slightly more transparent. I think Casplex is going to be perfectly great as well, but I think there is some community sentiment that IGRA might be better. So again, it's just competition, right? Healthy competition. I do think that Casplex may try to release their testnet around the IGRA, their mainnet. Sorry, the Casplex mainnet will be releasing probably around the IGRA testnet to just again still more of the hype, if you will. Saying that, I could be very well wrong, and either way, that's just me trying to generate unnecessary feud between the two third parties trying to bring smart contracts to Casper, so don't look into that too seriously. What to look into is the fact that we are now going to see smart contracts mainnet officially come to Casper, ideally next week or two, and testnet for IGRA, the other smart contract third-party protocol, coming in the next 2 weeks or so as well, and then mainnet coming out in Q4. So we are truly blessed, and you'll see a lot more of these high net worth, big name individuals starting to actually take notice of Casper bit by bit, more and more. Especially once you get these big tier ones finally taking notice as well. This is perceived once more as a little leak that Binance are looking at Casper, boosting my trading speed by 6,000%. Another Casper hint from Binance here, because Casper is now, thanks to 10 BPS, Casper is 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. Quite a loose one there, truth be told, but again, Binance listing Casper for me is still an inevitability. It will come in due time. And we'll get into these last posts here as well very shortly. But I have missed a lot of questions, I'm sure. So let's get into that first and foremost and talk back to the community. Selexo, what's up, my man? Hope you're doing very well. Welcome back to the stream. And you too, Lao Bro. Wing Hong, again, we moon yet, not yet, but a breakout above 10 cents looks to be imminent, I hope. Especially if it continues. If Ethereum breaks 4K, I think Casper does break 10 cents. On the check-in LB, welcome back, bro. Yep, trying to trade a 10 cent resistance. Let's go. I'm hoping it will happen by this. I'm hoping we'll see it this week. That'll be really, really interesting. Welcome back, Devious Me. Hi, Nacho 2. Again, Nacho's looking very, very good right now. Very impressive indeed with Nacho. I'm pretty sure I got into a bit of Nacho around, I think, just sub 10 mil. That's when I first got into Nacho. So, you know, I'm currently up on that bag, which I'm very pleased about. I don't own many KRS20 tokens right now. I pretty much only hold Nacho and Wolfie right now. I do plan to get into them more. I think Kango is one that I'm looking at next, maybe. Maybe Casper, Conan, these ones here I think are looking like quite good ones. I'm sure there are other good ones out there as well. Once more, not financial advice. Do your own research. Those ones I've looked at very briefly in the past because I do see that they are building. And I think those that are building have the longevity to survive in the current cycle when things are going to go to zero. I think Nacho are building very well. I've known Wolfie are building very well. So those ones I do look towards right now. But Nacho's doing fantastic, so shout out to Nacho, yeah. Those who are holding Nacho who got in during those dips, which we saw Nacho, you know, down quite a lot. I mean, it did a massive, 2x gain here. It's come back down, obviously, since then, trading around here now. But, you know, Nacho was sitting a lot lower, sitting sub 10 mil market cap not too long ago. So, fantastic there if you're holding Nacho. Welcome, Mila. You're doing very, very well. Yep, all is going according to the plan. Patience is always paying off. Patience is a virtue. Patience, it's very hard to have patience. You know, if it was easy, we'd all be billionaires, right? Being patient is such a skill. But I do think that our patience is going to pay off very, very soon. And boy, have we been patient. Boy, we have been patient. Welcome back, Falco, brother. Hope you're doing very, very well, my man. Wing Hong, only $10 is what to call in my honest opinion. Well, that would be a $260 billion market cap, which considering right now, not even XRP is at that yet. Only Ethereum and Bitcoin are that high. Not saying it's not possible for Casper to cycle, but it's probably unlikely. But we'll wait and see, you know. We'll have to wait and see. Welcome back. Yes, Casper indeed rocketing to the moon. Altcoin indicators rising to 54 today. I mean, yes, once more, that's because Ethereum is rallying and Bitcoin is just staying stagnant. So altcoins are having a bit of a relief, which is great stuff to see. Welcome back, Magnus, man. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Toggle Daily, Casper haters and Casper lovers, smash that like button. Indeed, if you enjoy this content, do it pretty much every single day. Be it Casper, be it crypto analysis. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. And also quite an interesting thing as a quick pro-quo. I've seen this as well. I'm not sure how to feel about this. Apparently there's multiple members of Congress who are planned to criminally refer Jerome Powell to the Department of Justice. Now, I'm not sure how true this is. If that is the case, that would be quite worrying. While I do see why it could be potentially true, because he can potentially be held liable or could potentially be pulled up for his purposely neglecting his duty as the chair of the Fed because he's not been cutting rates yet when he should have been doing so. I think this would actually be quite a bad thing for the market. So I do pray this is not the case, but I thought it was interesting and worth covering just right here and now. Don't you dare make an XRP video. I will see, man. I mean, I hold XRP, and I have purposely avoided talking about XRP too much in this community because I do know that, well, being Casper holders and being proof of work and fair launch asset holders, that we don't particularly want to talk about anything else besides Casper and or Bitcoin. So I have purposely avoided talking about XRP too much, but we'll see. You know, again, me talking about XRP, I've been public about holding XRP. I got XRP before the lawsuit. I've been holding it for a long, long time. And it's not going to be your typical XRP maxi video if I was to do something like that. I'm not going to say, oh yeah, XRP to $50 this cycle. That's ridiculous, right? It wouldn't be even a price prediction video to be talking about XRP, what's coming to the space, some recent announcements regarding it, their stablecoin probably as well, because their stablecoin has been given a #1 rating by Blue Chip, which is a stablecoin auditing like company sort of thing. RUSD is getting a lot more momentum and adoption, so I think that in of itself is worth covering potentially. We'll see. Again, I'm still, you know, weighing up the idea. If I do, I'll apologize to you ahead of time. But if I don't, then ignore I said anything. What are the Binance leaks? I think I missed any new news. Yeah, so I just got through that right now, Peaky. It's nothing crazy. Again, it's a whole speculative thing, but it is quite interesting once more to see them choose 6,000%. Out of all the numbers they chose 6,000%. You know, which Casper is 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. I just thought out of all the numbers they could have chose, you know, they could have chose any number, 1,000, 5,000, why 6,000%? Like, really just think about that for a moment. I know it's speculative, right? But out of all the numbers that Binance could choose to say they're boosting their trading speed by, 10,000, 100,000, you typically choose round numbers, right? You know, or the kind of like you choose 1, 2, 5, 10, right? You don't choose 6. It's an odd number, but that is Casper, 6,000 times faster than Bitcoin. So again, I think that is, while speculative, I think it's relatively a credible leak. Again, they're talking about Casper, hinting at Casper, which, I mean, we know it's going to come, right? When they come, we don't know, but it will come. Will stablecoins on Dyn networks be safe? Well, if the stablecoin themselves has branched out to networks that aren't Dyn, then yes. If a stablecoin, let's say Tether, for example, was only on Ethereum, then it would be in trouble. If Tether had expanded to Tether has expanded to other network, but if Tether for everything was only on Ethereum, then yes, it's in trouble. If Tether is on every single network, then it's going to probably be safer. Now, in saying that, Tether, despite being the biggest asset, it has got a lot of regulatory scrutiny because, you know, they apparently aren't 100% backed by dollars, which is a cause for concern. They're backed by Bitcoin and backed by precious metals, apparently, which doesn't fit into the Genius Act stablecoin bill, so Tether could be in trouble therefore. And that's also spoke about in that AMA that happened earlier that I highlighted briefly, that Tony put into the Discord server. When I'm speaking about USDC coming to Casper, hopefully this year, native, bridged and then natively later on, following the Cashback mainnet launch. Of course, the response to that, which is credible and, you know, logical, thank God and good that it's Circle doing it, because there's a lot of uncertainty around Tether because they are not 100% backed. There's no proof of reserves really for Tether. So that's a bit, again, the biggest stablecoin issuer, but USDC is a lot better in regards to just regulatory clarity and, I guess, transparency therefore. And equally, I think RUSD would be a big one as well. If Casper can get RUSD, I'd be very happy about that as well, because that one is quickly becoming one of the biggest stablecoins in this space. It's been out for 7 months, and it's been getting a lot of traction very quickly. It's backed by BNY Mellon. BNY Mellon got asked, and they confirmed to be a prime custodian of RUSD, which is a very big deal. BNY Mellon, you know, they handle $2 trillion a day in transactions. So, you know, that's why I'm contemplating talking about XRP. Not necessarily for XRP, but because they're getting to the stablecoin space, and their RUSD is getting a lot more traction quickly as well. And if that came to Casper, then that'd be fantastic for, you know, particularly XRP, and also potentially for particularly for Casper, but also potentially for XRP as well. Welcome back, Core Vox. Wallet 2 is the US trying to get in early on the next big thing, so they sold their Bitcoin. Trust me, bro. I do trust you indeed. Or maybe it's Germany, because Germany sold all their Bitcoin when it's in that bear cycle. Maybe Germany are trying to get ahead. Welcome back, QQ. Soon all-time high. I think all-time high for Casper is on the cards. How soon? Tough to say. I think Casper surpasses its local high of 13 cents in the next month. If I was to hazard a guess, not financial advice, next month. Quite a long time frame, but I prefer being conservative right now. We'll see Casper surpass this in the next month. And then all-time highs up here. I think we could probably see. If we get rate cuts, I think you'll see it quite quickly. Rate cuts are coming in September. New Reddit post on Kaspa. I've not seen it yet. All money in it. You can post that in the Discord server, please, brother. I'll have a look at that most definitely and probably talk about it in tomorrow's stream. Welcome back, Dak Terrace. I think they are just waiting for people to start buying it more and more, and then Binance lists it. And other news from corporations, so the price pumps like crazy. I mean, that is a thesis that a lot of us have as well, that Binance are just preparing, waiting for better price action, better position for Casper in the market, more development, smart contract, whatever it may be. They list, and following their listing, them being the biggest tier 1, you'll see probably a FOMO catalyst of many other big institutions getting involved, big exchanges getting involved, jumping on the bandwagon listing Casper as well, and then you see a massive god candle. That's the perception, right? Welcome back, Chang. Jay, Mara still mines Casper. To my knowledge, yes. I mean, they don't show it on their balance sheet anymore. They removed the name of Casper on their balance sheet, but I have not heard anything regarding them not mining Casper. We know they did upgrade to 10 BPS. So they have been mining on 10 BPS. Are they still mining? I cannot confirm nor deny because they don't show it in their report. But I'm like 90% sure that Marathon is still mining Casper. 90% sure they still are. Welcome back, Next Level Cash. Late but made it. Great to have you here either way, brother. Constantly late. Hey, better late than never, man. You're not late indeed. Not late indeed. Look, I made the screenshot. Yeah, damn straight. I saw that. Indeed. You made the screenshot right there. The goat himself. I saw Gary lurk in the X space. I mean, yeah, that's honestly very interesting news. I wasn't well versed in the individual here, but just seeing a little bit of information about who he is and the kind of connections he has, that is, you know, for me, quite insightful. And a good thing for Casper. What do you think about Okta? I think Okta is a potential gem. Looks like they're cooking a lot of big things right now, and also looks like they're going to be partnering with Casper potentially very, very soon, which would be really, really cool. We'll have to see what happens with Okta. I mean, it's a very small asset. Very, very small, so it means there's a high chance it misses the market. It's not got a lot of exchange listings. It needs more listings. Okta's biggest downfall is listings. If Okta had more listings, I'd be more bullish on the project. I think if I'm not in it right now, if I was to get into it, I'd hedge a very small amount of capital into it. Because it's just, with it being so small, as I load it up right now, with Okta being so small, and with it not having many listings, it's just, it has that potential risk of just not catching the cycle. That's just how it works. It's a micro cap. 20 mil market cap's a micro cap. Listings, it's got MEXC, it's got Gate, those are fine. It's got PancakeSwap and Uniswap, but like, it's just lackluster. Not hating on Okta. Okta, from what it looks like from a technical project, it looks good. And if it does work with Casper, then it's better for it as well. It might help more on adoption, but it is definitely lacking in exchange listings. It needs a bit more listings. So that's my only concern with it. Because getting on MEXC, everyone gets on MEXC. Getting on Gate, a lot get on Gate as well. So these listings aren't hard to get. CoinX, you know, but the rest of them, like, I mean, that's all they have. Lack of listings, I think, is my biggest issue with this asset. That's all it is. For you, Binance talk about Casper like 100%, or it can be another thing. I mean, again, I think it's more than likely Binance. I mean, I think it's more than likely the Casper they're talking about, because again, 6,000 is such an odd number to just pick out of thin air, right? Why would you pick out 6,000 of all numbers? It only correlates to Casper against Bitcoin. Chainlink is a high market cap, but only bronze sponsor. I mean, the sponsor isn't a depiction of how good the asset is. Like, don't get that confused too much. Don't look into it. I mean, being a platinum sponsor does mean you're like, the level of sponsorship, sometimes you could be invited to that level, but sometimes you also just pay to be that level. If you're a platinum sponsor, then you obviously are, you know, your name's kind of more shown there. You know, you're not going to look so much at the bronze sponsor. I mean, look, Google is a bronze sponsor. Google Cloud. Google's a big company. Why are they a bronze sponsor? It's how much money they've put into, or either how much money they've been put into being a sponsored event, or if they've been invited and that's their bond sponsorship kind of thing. KF being platinum is cool and it bring more attention to them and Casper. Wallet 2 is ISO speed. That would be insane. That would be insane. How people use Ethereum for payments, it takes more fees than bank. Because it's just the biggest ecosystem right now, and there's not many other options for other people right now, but that will change soon. When Tantrum pays X Casper. I mean, yeah, Tantrum and Casper, that partnership is going to be very, very big. When do we go into Air 51 with Casper t-shirts? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. Pretty sure it's me that guessed Casper Door's question. It might be you, Vox. I mean, I'm not entirely sure. Is your hand? I'm hoping your handle's the same that it is here as well. See if I can quickly find you. Although it's got 100 comments, so probably go through quite a lot. But it could be anybody really here. Everyone give a lot of guesses as well. But either way, we'll find out very, very soon. I'm hoping it'll be soon enough in the next, ideally in the next 2 weeks. But frankly, them announcing it in itself is very, very cool. This is you, I'm guessing here then. Yes, so you said 26th, which would be the Friday, I'm pretty sure. Saturday would be the Saturday. I mean, if that is the case, then, that would be huge if you did get that right. So hopefully you're right, bro. Hopefully you're right indeed. I'm looking forward to it. 500 Casper at $1 is not small. I mean, no, $500. I mean, 500 Casper at $1 is not small. I mean, it's not. It's 500 bucks. But he's just saying, he's just saying. I mean, again, he's not got a massive bag. Just saying, 500 Casper as a little gift. As a little, winner for the progressive, right? I mean, it's incentive, right? It's cool. Look at Calvo's boat, like the CFEs. Honestly, yeah, it does look pretty cool. The Calvo boat, which I've not got up here. Don't see the picture of it here, but there it is. Honestly, wow, that's very CFEs actually. What the hell? That's quite cute actually. When other projects like Olive Chain and the project were in Dubai property, Asset Mint, yeah. I mean, yeah, you got Asset Mint, you got Olive Chain that'll be coming out, which I think they need native smart contracts. That'll be 2026, and then you've got Gigawatt, you've got ZTX, and you've got Warp Core that are all coming out in Q4 2025. Quick Crypto, I think you don't have enough Casper. I don't. I always want more Casper. Always want more Casper. So Bitcoin now will continue to follow M2 and we'll go to 150k. Altcoins will follow, or will it go down? So, I mean, yeah, the M2 money supply is an indicator of how much money is in the global economy, right? So this is how much money is in the economy, and what I've done here is put a delay on it, because this is how much money is in the economy, well, if I remove the time delay on it, right, go 0. This is how much money is currently in the economy, type of thing, right? But so I mean, how much that actually is. I mean, let's look at the US. Right? US right now, so it's not global, it's US, but US has got 21.94 trillion in the economy right now, in the US market. Now that money will go into the TradFi market, the investment economy, whatever. It won't go into the on-risk markets until later on, which is what we're currently at right now. So it typically takes 10 to 15 weeks to cycle from the market, the general economy, into the on-risk market. So 10 weeks, being 7 days a week, means 70. Or, again, it's 15 weeks. So 10 to 15, so up to 105 therefore. So anywhere in between there is fine. Again, it determines on how you size it up and line it up. Again, it differs. It's not 100%. It's not, again, a 100% accurate. It's not something to live or die by. It's not a crystal ball, but it does depict that Bitcoin should be making this push, ideally, more or less, to roughly 150k before seeing a bit of a pullback. So if it does follow it, as it has been doing for a while, then it should reach that soon enough. So if Bitcoin does rally, you see Bitcoin dominance go up again, and you'll see alts kind of just trail or kind of just not move as much, but they'll go up as well. But will there be more money in Bitcoin, therefore money in the crypto economy? We've got 4 trillion total crypto market cap now. You'll see the alts start to rally more when the dominance goes up in alts, and you'll see these alts go parabolic as a result of it. So, to answer your question, Bitcoin should follow this, and it has done in the past. It might surpass it, who knows? And then once Bitcoin follows this, more money in the crypto market, therefore into Bitcoin, that liquidity, like it's doing right now, Bitcoin's not moving right now. But that capital from Bitcoin, liquidity is going into Ethereum right now. Same thing will happen. Bitcoin will go up here, hold, and then money will go into the alts. That's typically how it works. Welcome back, Go Super. I hope you do very, very well, man. Welcome back to the stream, my man. 6,000%. I mean, and yeah, no, I agree. You know, again, that's why I said it's very, very speculative. I agree it does not equate to 6,000% and 6,000x. I do agree it's quite obvious it does not equate to the same thing. But I'm just highlighting the weird coincidences of them choosing the 6,000 number. You know, why would you choose 6,000 of all the numbers there? What does 6,000 has? Maybe they chose coincidence random number out thin air, but why choose 6 and not 5,000? Why not choose 10,000? Why choose 6? Of course, it's not equate to 66,000 times like Casper is, but let's just find it quite coincidental. That's all. Welcome back, Mr. Mar, brother. You're doing very, very well. Hope you had a great weekend so far, my man. Welcome back to the stream. Did you, J3, post about resistance support for Casper? He calls are pretty accurate for the most part. I have not looked at J3's post as of late. I do see his post occasionally. I do think J3 Trust has got some very accurate predictions. And he does a lot of TA into Casper. We do cover some TA elements in the VIP group as well, which, truth be told, when I have looked through J3 stuff, they do tend to they tend to be quite similar. You know, the trader that we have in there, C Crypto, he's an experienced trader, and he knows how to adjust the zones as well, so he can kind of depict where these levels of resistance and supports are going to be. And so far, he's been very, very accurate in calling where Casper's going to be going right now, which has been why the community in there, the VIP, has been able to actually benefit off the trades in Casper as well. I know people in there. I'm not going to name drop you per se, but people in there have been able to take short and long trades in Casper based off the analysis in there as well, and be able to build up their trading information and research and understanding of the markets because of what we provide in there. So in that regard, then yes, I do know of him. I think he's a very, very good trader. I think fundamentals also mean a lot more still, especially in this market, but I do think that Casper, yes, is seeing resistance right now and hopefully will surpass it given the incoming catalysts. If you bought Casper after 2022, you'd be greatly disappointed by end of year. Casper built for the next cycle potentially. Maybe. We'll see. $1 is nothing if you compare other cycles like altcoins make E20X. I mean, yes, but again, Casper's not exactly the same thing, and it's a different cycle. It's speculative, right? It's all theoretical. We have to wait and see, right? I'm optimistic for Casper, very optimistic for Casper, but we'll have to wait and see. How is Casper getting 20 bill markup in 6 to 8 months? How did AVAX go from 1.5 bill to 30 billion in 3 months? He had VC backings, I'm sure you're going to say. And yes, it's true, but at the same time, if Casper gets massive tier 1 listings, if it gets this market clarity at going through, will give Casper more regulatory structure, clearly under the CFTC as the commodity, that will incentivize more exchange listings, because it's more obvious what Casper is, and also more ETF listings as well. It's hard to answer the question of what if, because nobody truly knows. But Casper has so much untapped potential that anything is possible. A 20 bill market cap increase in Casper is not excessive for me. I don't think it's excessive at all, because right now we're in this limbo zone, and once more, one thing that I haven't got the video preloaded, but I've told about it time and time again. Let me see if I can load it up right here as well, actually. If I type in Kathy Wood, will it come up? Oh, there you go. Well, good thing I don't speak about her too much in my community, therefore. I'll play this video right now. She's talking about Tether stocks here, but it's still a very clear, and you could easily correlate this to Casper. The longer the base, the bigger the breakout.
An investor, but as a trader also, understand that when you build a base like that, one of two things is going to happen. It's either going to break down, and that's what a lot of the bears have been betting on, and they've been throwing everything at it, or it's going to break out. Clearly, we believe it's going to break out. And the longer the base, you say 5 years, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. So we're really...
So yes, there's always two scenarios. Either it goes down, goes to zero, or it breaks out. And Casper has quite clearly found support at 5 cents, and in my belief, does not want to go below that. based on their tech, based on what they're building, based on the fact that it's still, what, a 30% complete project? No DAG yet, no MEV resistance just yet, properly at least, no Oracle system set up yet, no native smart contracts coming out yet, still no actual EVM smart contract out just yet, coming out soon though. No ETFs yet, no tier 1, no the big tier 1 listings yet, all that sort of stuff that is still on the horizon for Casper. Now exactly timeline when, still not sure, but still on the horizon. Casper, I don't think is going to do that, which is what the bears seemingly are betting on. In Cathy words, well, the bears are betting on this. Casper's holding strong. The longer the base, which in my belief has still only been a year, but agreeably, if you look at the whole market as in a general sense, it's been since November 2023. So therefore, it's been a base around here for a year and a half, 7, 8 months. Longer the base, the bigger the breakout. Once Casper breaks above 20 cents, and the last of the doomers and bears who have taken profits or just broke even have left, leaving just people who believe in the project, have conviction in it, holding it again, the price will rocket, in my personal belief. We'll have to wait and see. You understand Casper, you can't hold XRP. I mean, I can. I understand Casper and I understand elements of XRP. I understand Casper and I believe Casper more so than XRP, but I do see XRP has a lot of deep ties, a lot of deep connections. And it's a good thing I've got into XRP, because I mean, I got into it when the lawsuit was still ongoing. I saw a lot of proof, a lot of back and forth. I saw that the SEC had nothing on them. I thought they were in the lawsuit. They did win the lawsuit. XRP, since that lawsuit, up 7x. I did nothing with my XRP. And I'm not me trying to say I'm almighty. I'm far from it. I'm just highlighting that I understood what I was holding. I understood the risk I was taking with XRP, and I accepted the risk. If it went to zero, so be it. I don't invest so much capital to where if it goes to zero, I'd be heartbroken. Because I understand the risks in this market. The risk with assets, the risk with proof of stakes, risk with small speculative assets, risk with me, whatever it may be. I understand my risks, and I allocate my portfolios accordingly. XRP for me has lesser risk the likes of, say, being a smaller asset and also having infinite supply. But XRP has a risk because it's centralized in the proof of stake. But XRP I think is going to do much harder. I think XRP can quite comfortably surpass $5 a cycle. If not, go maybe a little bit higher, who knows. It'll have ETFs coming out this year, as Bloomberg says, not myself. Bloomberg are predicting 95% chance XRP gets ETF finance this year. You're going to get more partnerships coming out as well. So I think XRP will do quite well. That's why I hold it, not because I believe it's the future, because I think it'll do well the cycle, onto my profits, and put it into my conviction bag, so Casper mainly. How do we test if they did... How do we test if they did boost their trading feed? I'm not particularly sure what you mean by that, Seth, I'll be honest. I'm guessing you're referring to maybe Zealous? Boost their trading feed. I'm not entirely sure what you mean by that. If you can clarify it, please, I'll come back to your question in a moment. Otherwise, then I'm not particularly sure how to... I mean, the only answer I can give on the lack of understanding that I have on my part is to maybe reach out to the entity in question you're referring to and ask how you can test. XRP is the antithesis of Bitcoin and Casper. Good on you for holding it and making money on those idiots, and dump that garbage for Casper. I mean, that's pretty much what it is, right? I'm not saying that I'm ultimately bullish on XRP. I hold XRP, have my money in it, and I think that's something that more and more of the community, which is actually something I'm really happy about, because a lot of when we first started the community, it was a whole of Casper or nothing, and I still believe Casper is the most innovative and speculative and best asset in the space. There's no doubt in my belief about that. But I think us as a community have come to learn and understand that there are money-making opportunities. Again, not financial advice, of course, but there are money-making opportunities in this space. You haven't got to necessarily trust it wholeheartedly, but if you see there's money-making opportunities, you allocate your risk, you put some money aside, go into it, make your gains and get out. Do I trust Tesla? No, I don't trust Elon Musk personally. I don't hold Tesla either, but I think Tesla will do very well as an asset and go up in value. So I would invest in Tesla. I don't, because I'm only really in crypto, but I would. I haven't got to trust something to hold it and make money off it. So if I do make a video on it later on, which I may this week, it'll be covering the recent updates for XRP, what they've currently got going, kind of giving, again, it's going to give a general update to those who are in this community about kind of the very on the surface of XRP, what it's about, highlighting that it is centralized, of course, to do your own research, that it'll probably go higher. But more importantly for me, the fact that XRP is the third biggest asset, big blue chip, and is landing at all-time highs, that's a good thing for the future outlook, the broader outlook of the whole market. Because if one of the big blue chips is at all-time highs, that capital starts cycling into the smaller assets as well. Typically in their fields, so ISO 2002 to real-world assets, ISO compliant assets, but it will still do great for the whole market. As historically speaking, Bitcoin reaches all-time highs, the big blue chip alts reach all-time highs, and then the mid caps follow in suit, then the micro caps start going parabolic, and then it goes crazy from there, typically. Yeah, a few things can take us there. Smart contracts will help a lot. Bitcoin maxis have started to take seriously. Yeah, also very true. And general alt season Binance. And yeah, completely agree. All four of those factors are things that could help Casper attain $20 billion in market cap quite quickly, because it has got increasing adoption, and the smart contract will probably generate even more adoption and eyes wandering to Casper. And again, if you watch the interview, if you're wanting the interview, which Tony did post in the community, if you go to the free Discord server, which is linked to right here or in the description, and you go to the Casper chat, Tony did post the link to the recording, a Twitter space, iSpace, this one here. That's already there. He posted it earlier today, and you can listen through to that as well. Wolfie's there, Nakasompo is there, many more tuning in as well. It was quite insightful, and I probably plan to make a video on it at some point in the very near future. Oh, look at Dr. Hyperx shitting Casper again. Love to see it. Love to see it. But yeah, that for me again was just highlighting that with again the regulatory clarity comes, that's also coming through as well. You're going to probably hope you may see some very big investments coming to Casper. You've got the likes of Wallet 2, who we don't really know who it is. No one seems to know who they are. But Wallet 2, who's just stacked an unfathomable amount of Casper. If they are a market maker, then that means they've got so much capital they can allocate to separate entities, be it a TradFi company, an investor, or whether it be an exchange listing. And then you can just see a quick flow of them all. You can find the KS20 not to buy on the YouTube channel of CryptoDanks. Okay, well, I'll have a look at that. I don't particularly, I'm not too well invested into KS20s. I only hold again a couple of them. I might get into more of them in the future. But I'll definitely have a look, see what his perception of it as well. Because, yeah, it's always very interesting to see the perspective of other people in the community. Stop, you're making me want more Tether. Screw any currency backed by fiat. Honestly, I feel that very much. Damn, Enzo, Enzo for the $20 or $19.99 donations, early 1 year anniversary gifts. Oh my days! Thank you so much, brother, for your generosity. Those who are not aware what he means, starting 1st of August, so in 11 days now. 11 days from now, I would officially have been streaming for 1 year straight, probably taking a maximum of 20 days off. And those days I took off was either when I was feeling really ill or I had a family matter. I've never taken it off because I felt bored or I felt like I couldn't be bothered. So that's almost 1 year straight of streaming, which is a milestone and a half. And yeah, Enzo, brother, thank you very much for your generosity. You are a legend. And I do this for the love of it. I don't do it to get the donations, but of course I'm never going to say no if I get them. So thank you very much, man. You are a legend. I appreciate it very much, and hopefully Casper will continue to pump and make us so much happier for the gains we're making now. Hopefully we're going to just see it going up from here now. 6 is generally seen as a lucky number in China. True, actually, that's not a bad point. Not a bad point either. Maybe it's just again the connection to Binance being Chinese. They're based in Singapore, so maybe you may be right. XRP will never allow RUSD on Casper. Don't kid yourself. I mean, yeah, but you say that, right? You say that, right? And while I do agree, counter argument, if Casper becomes the infrastructure, the blockchain infrastructure for the entire, if the infrastructure for the entire blockchain world and becomes the most used protocol, you would be business-wise stupid to not put your stablecoin on the protocol where all the transactions are going through. It would be ridiculous of you. It would be unwise. So while I agree with you, that's based on a hypothetical or a theoretical premise that Casper becomes the central hub for the entire blockchain space. And in that case then, as a business, if you do not decide to go on that platform because for whatever reason you may pick, if you don't do that, it's unwise. It's simply unwise. Binance is based in Singapore. So yeah, the roots seem to be in Chinese, yeah. Gary Gensler's wallet too. I mean, that would be a spectacle, wouldn't it be? Nacho, yeah, Nacho's going crazy. Banana Republic is going absolutely insane right now. Looking good indeed. Over 1,100,000 24-hour trading volume, looking very, very good. The greatest movement based on the network. I mean, it is, you know, market cap wise and volume wise right now, and it's also the biggest holding by quite a margin. It's quite comfortably the biggest meme. So I think Nacho is still going to be probably the strongest meme on Casper. That could change, of course, but right now it has been since the beginning and has continued to be the strongest meme. Zeal was not a meme, but it's the biggest KYC 20 asset, but Nacho's the biggest meme. Dave Sachs said in an interview that if they fund that crypto that just secure, scalable, and wide adoption, it will run like Bitcoin. I mean, if that is true, I haven't heard him say that, but if that is true, then I mean, hey, that might be a great shout for Casper. Therefore, who knows? Who knows indeed? What do you know about Sea of Thieves? You trying to do the whole, you know, both a joke on me? I never actually played Sea of Thieves, but I was an avid Twitch watcher, the people who did play it, and it was always a laugh watching those content creators play it. Me and my mates were going to get it at one point. We settled for Ark Survival instead in the end, which, you know, with me having my phobias of certain, well, I have a phobia of bees. Spoiler alert, I guess. I mean, my mate having phobias like spiders and snakes. Yeah, that game was horrible. I don't have a phobia of any deep water stuff, so I probably would have found that less scary. But hey, that's kind of funny. You can name drop me, Jay. Okay, well there you go. Yes, Tony. So Tony is the individual part of the VIP, very devoted member who's, I'm sure, has learnt a lot in there. Has been very appreciative of what's in there as well, and he has been someone who has been learning from what we provide in there, the VIP stuff, like the information we showed earlier. He was part of the VIP roundtable that happened today, about 6 hours ago from now, and he learned a lot in there, I'm sure. And also, he is someone who has been he was someone that actually confirmed he took a break from trading because, well, for reasons that he just found it harder, or he wasn't getting it down, whatever it may be. Thanks to the community we have, he was able to take up trading once again, and he's been able to make not just been able to make gains on Casper, he's been able to lower his average in Casper during this whole. I think he mentioned this publicly already, actually, but during this time here, where Casper was going through this whole choppy stage right here, and even down here, his average in Casper I think was around, I think it's 11th, I know it's like 13 cents or whatever. I think he said. Tony managed to bring it down to, I think, sub 10 cents or something like that. So yeah, Tony's learned a lot in there, and, you know, not to sound like a proud dad, but I'm very impressed and proud for what he has done. He's been taking in the information. Everyone in there has been taking in the information and learning a lot more in there. Maybe it trading with Casper or anything else as well. So you want to find out more, again, check out the VIP. Link down in the description and also on the homepage as well. Find a lot more in there, a lot more information. Preparing for what is to come, getting ahead of the game. I missed the earlier stream. I think you missed the VIP, or then you missed the earlier part of this stream. That Binance 600% thing Have you speculated on... Oh, you missed... Oh, you mean... Okay. So you missed the earlier stream. That's 600% thing. Have you speculated on the actual image? Ross is using a homemade parabolic reflector to focus on straightening the signal towards a specific direction. I have not read too deeply into that, no. Strengthening. Casper is a W pattern. I mean... if we're going down that rabbit hole, then you know what? I like it. I like that rabbit hole, honestly, yeah. I think the 600% is the most obvious one for me, but yeah, that W pattern thing as well. Yeah, you could also depict that to Casper as well. So that'd be very, very cool. I sent you a video. You have to translate it because it's in French, but the video worth listening to is on Stables. Yes, thank you very much to see that right now, Double D. I will have a look at that probably tomorrow morning whilst I'm doing my other reports and whatnot, because I have to still get out a Casper video today, which I'm going to be showing off stream very soon so I can record that, because it'll take me about an hour or so to get that through, and I want to get it done before midnight tonight and then have some dinner. So I'll definitely listen to that, because again, trading is, knowledge is power. I want to learn more about the space. So thank you very much, Double D, for that, brother. Are we getting smart contract next week, really? According to IGRA, where's the post? IGRA have confirmed that they're going to be releasing their testnet on the testnet 10 starting tomorrow, and then it'll be fully activated 7 days after that for community testing, and then public will be 1 to 2 weeks. So we should be seeing that therefore in early August. And Capital confirmed that they're going to be announcing the release date of the mainnet for Casplex tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. We're going to see the announcement of Casper's mainnet and the activation of the Genesis for IGRA to mint the tokens, which is good. So yeah, next week's going to be huge, very, very huge. We've got posts like this as well, which actually I don't think I have time to go through, but it's very, very cool. Seemingly talking about again, just not so much focusing on price, but focusing on the actual developments in this space with businesses and whatnot, and therefore how Casper could tap into that as well. I'll save this and post this later on as well. Again, Bitcoin at AJ converted fully now from a straight up Bitcoiner to a proof of work maximalist. And apparently we've got this post here as well with Jack Dorsey apparently launching an app where users can use and send Bitcoin without the internet, which is really, really big, very, very cool. Casper will definitely have that in the future, I'm sure. I'm very, very sure. But I'll get to these posts probably tomorrow. She must him for tomorrow as well. I'm super bullish on Casper, but since it's truly decentralized coin, Binance, Coinbase, entities don't care yet. It might take some time. Bitcoin, ETH feel like hype right now. I agree. I do agree with that much, at least. We'll have to wait and see. I think it'll come, but it might take a bit of time. It's a bit like fractional reserve banking. It's the same style of rubbish banking system, but on stable cryptos. I guess that's going XRP, which in that case, yeah, I agree. XRP having the foundation of the people behind it can easily just prove new tokens into existence whenever they want. Just because it says total supply doesn't mean... Oh no, I'm completely aware of that, Kryptonian. I agree. But the main reason why depicting XRP as safer than Say is because it's a bigger asset. That's the main reason. It's not, it doesn't say a lot. Because think about Terra Luna. Terra Luna was a massive asset, and that went to zero. But in the general eye of the public, you have a higher chance of XRP being quote-unquote safer. They're working with regulators. They're working with the government seemingly as well. They've got massive legacy banks who are working with them as well, which if XRP screwed them over, that'd be really, really bad. Then putting more tokens or something in itself, and they can do that, but Say is not in that same bracket. And it's smaller as well, so there's a higher chance it could just be rugged. But yeah, coded into a proof of work token can always be inflated. Yeah. I mean, again, I don't disagree that proof of works, Casper, Bitcoin are far safer, and in that regard, they're far better. But again, there's money to be made, and I'll go elsewhere to help make it. I mean, yeah, true, but again, that's why I'm not... I originally, when I first was doing this, starting last year, I was afraid of talking about XRP at all, and I didn't try to mention it too much. I still don't mention it too much now, but I'm more willing to talk about it now because my community here, you loving people here, watch me for me. You know me for me, you trust me for me. And I've been very open about what I do, and I've always taken accountability for my mistakes. So when I'm telling when I explain my reason for holding XRP, it's, as I've highlighted, from a purely, ROI standpoint. Not because I believe it's the future, like I say with Casper, but because I see it's money to be made, so I'm making money in it. if you go around spouting XRP as the future, the Bitcoin 2.0 some maximalist say, then yes, you will get a lot of angry Caspians on your doorstep. But otherwise, if you just say you want to make money from it, then I don't see anything wrong with that. Go to your Says, go to your Taos, go to your Suis, go to your Solanas, ETH, whatever you may go to your Turbos, whatever it may be, make your gains. Go to your Zebex. It's fine. It is likely Wallet 2 has insider knowledge. Maybe. I'm more under the impression it's probably a market maker, meaning they're just stacking until the big institutions come to Casper and therefore want to just get allocations, so they just go to Wallet 2 to take it off them. But, I mean, who knows? Again, we can't say for sure. Video is kind of useless to do XRP. It's already $3.50. Let's say it would reach $10, which is already insane. Then it would mean just under a 3x gain. And it's much better investments at the moment. I mean, in regards to ROI from now, yes, but again, my talking about XRP wouldn't be saying buy XRP is the next best thing. I would never say buy XRP anyways because it's not financial advice. But be highlighting that XRP is doing really, really well. There's some updates about XRP, why it's doing really, really well, and also why XRP doing really well is actually a good thing for the general crypto markets. That's kind of the idea I have about making an XRP video. Trying to go. When will YouTube add Casper for tips? Honestly, who knows? Hopefully soon. I do have a donor wallet in the description if you want to go through that way as opposed to going through YouTube. You're more than welcome to. I'm not telling you to, full disclosure. I'm just saying the options down in the description. The donor wallet's there. Shout out once more to Lau for giving me the quick crypto domain. So that now got a quick crypto domain there as well. But yeah. Hopefully you should actually do that in the future as well. Most of us here missed XRP. We didn't buy 30 to 50 cents, so we missed the majority of the gains. I mean, yeah, again, you're right in that regard. You know, you're right. But it'd be, again, my video would not be saying XRP, you know, 10, 5, whatever X from here, like Casper could easily do. It'd be me just saying it's big asset, here's why it's doing well, big partnerships for it. It could be a good investment should you decide to do your own research into it. But it's also a good thing for other assets because it's now showcasing that other alts are reaching all-time highs, which is great. That's assuming Casper doesn't kill all these fake blockchains. Yeah, true, very true. Is it confirmed next week's smart contract next week? Yes. Yes, it is confirmed. Casper will announce it tomorrow. So tomorrow's stream, likely tomorrow's stream, we'll have the answer here from Casper or Casplex, or at least it'll be announced at the Casplex thing, but if you're not around at the Casplex event, then you won't be able to find out, so you have to hear it from the blockchain banter hosted by Levendi and Chris Hutchinson. So if they don't announce it and someone posts it on Twitter from the event and when it's going to be released, then we'll hear it from the blockchain banter space. So if we announce tomorrow, it should be coming out very, very soon. And equally, Igris is going to start the Genesis activation tomorrow as well. I'm max level on everything on that game. Oh wow, you're a Sea of Thieves guy. Okay, real recognize real. I don't play Sea of Thieves, but I recognize a gamer, that's for sure. My biggest games would have been Rocket League, Valorant. I was a big Civ player back in the day. Counter-Strike, CSGO in particular, I was very big on that. Occasional TFT, occasional League of Legends. I've been on my downtime playing a little bit of Peak, that indie game where you're climbing a mountain, or Lethal Company. Those games were just a lot of rubbish fun. Haven't played a game in a while though, actually. I've been too busy focusing on what's coming in the space, you know. Phobia Kappa not mooning. Honestly, me and you both, bro. Welcome back, Andy, man, who's doing very, very well, brother. Welcome back to the stream. Having a great day so far, I hope. The real hype for the big players right now are stablecoins. Agreed, completely agree. With Trump signing the Students Act, I recommend doing your own research on how the mechanism works. It's no coincidence. I completely agree, and actually that's information we have in abundance in the VIP. How institutions have been waiting. Again, I just highlighted it. Well, I spoke about it actually. Did I speak about it here? Did I post it here or did I not? Yeah, I did. 9 out of actually, I think I posted this earlier on my channel a little bit. I did a little bit of a leak here. This is one of the documents actually posted in there as well. The future of money is here, and it's only just begun. Coinbase, their crypto Q2 2025. Screenshot from their research paper. 9 in 10, so that's 450. Therefore, Fortune 500 company executives agree that clear regulations in the US on crypto, blockchain, and Web3 on-chain is needed to support innovation. That's just one quote from so much more that's depicted in this article here that I've got readily available, posted already in the VIP, and also spoke about in the round table earlier today. The passing of the Clarity Act to the Senate and the official signing of the Genesis Act into law, the stablecoin bill, is actually opening the floodgates for huge institutional liquidity to start allocating to crypto. Fortune 500 companies are going to come in earnest now and continue gradually to increase and then explode rapidly as well. It's huge. Absolutely insane stuff. Archetype was great until my friend decided to have all my dinos follow him into the water and they died. Yeah, that's a reasonable crash out, honestly. I think I'd nuke the server. In game, of course. We always attract that we focus on stay positive. Oh yeah, exactly. We always attract, so stay positive indeed. When Lambo, soon enough, Khan, hopefully soon enough. Jay drops an XRP vid, me unsubscribe. Oh my gosh, honestly, wouldn't blame you. But I know you'd be back either way. You'll become one of those, you know when you have the Casper haters that come to the community say Casper's terrible, you do that for XRP every single stream now. You could be like Mr. Miles calling me a Casper Max, an XRP Maxi. Oh, there you go, exactly. See? Kryptoni again, he might not trust XRP, but he saw money to be made, he made gains. So yeah, respect to it. I'm still holding it. I did sell some, of course, I did take profits, around here. I took some profits actually a bit more recently, which is, a bit of a shame now that it has jumped as much as it has done in the past week or so. But I'm still holding some of that, and it's going to end up making me more gains, and I'll cycle the rest of that profit later on in the cycle back into my other holdings as well. Yeah, never buy a bag, exactly. Know what you hold. Although marrying Casper, I guess, is maybe one thing you could do, but again, do as you will, right? But anyways, with that being said, much longer stream today. I do have a video to make, so I will be posting that later today, so stay tuned for that. That being said, if you enjoyed the stream, 52 likes is insane. Thank you very much, family, for the likes and for the donos and for the support as always. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Casper will hopefully break above 10 cents this week, given the smart contract news and the other developments like this report hopefully coming out later this week as well, and much more. We're looking forward to what's coming out in the near future. I'm very, very intrigued. If you want to find out a lot more about crypto and Casper, in-depth analysis, information, trade alerts, you name it, check out the VIP. Link down in the description on my homepage. Also, sign up to the BYDFI affiliate link to maximize and benefit more from trading. Level up your trading game and also get extra benefits with BYDFI, with us in the VIP as well as a part of the community. If you want to find out more, want help with that, again, reach out to me on Discord and I'll help you out, get yourself set up. If you enjoyed, leave a like, share, subscribe for more. Have a great day, good evening, and good night, my people and my family. More's coming, and I'll see you all in the next one.